This is not just a protest, not just another trending hashtag, not a political stunt, not a paid movement. This is the cry of a generation tired of lies.
Serikali ya Kenya iko na mpango ya kupanga ajira ya vijana, na mimi nataka vijana munisikize kwa makini.
Tired of games, tired of watching their future sold piece by piece by those who swore to protect it. This is the story of Kenya's Gen Z. The most connected, the most educated, the most aware generation the country has ever seen, and how they were pushed too far. This is the moment they stood up.
We don't fear you guys. You hypocrites. We don't fear you.
Not as rebels, but as the true patriots. And this is what triggered it all. It started with a budget, a document thousands of pages long, filled with numbers, programs, and policies. But hidden between the lines was something else: betrayal. The Finance Bill 2024-2025, what was supposed to be a roadmap for economic growth, quickly turned into a symbol of disconnect, greed, and abuse of power. Taxes proposed on everything: bread, sanitary pads, mobile money, fuel, internet, the very lifelines of daily Kenyan life. The irony: this came just months after government officials flaunted their lavish lifestyles. New cars.
Alia Mudavadi have been allocated the lion's share of the 2.06 billion shillings meant for the purchase of new vehicles.
Luxurious trips abroad.
Travels made by some top-ranking officials, including the president, his deputy, cabinet secretaries, and others. The government pays them in excess of 150,000 shillings per day as allowances.
Inflated budgets for non-essential projects. Millions set aside for entertainment, refreshments, renovations.
Governors and MCAs are now the new kings of the skies, with the control of budget exposing devolved units for excessive foreign trips and domestic travel that continue to gobble up billions of taxpayers' money.
And then they told the youths, tighten your belts, work harder, be patient.
Kwa sababu saa hizi kwa miezi 8 nimekuwa na kasi kubwa ya kudhibiti uchumi wa Kenya, kwa sababu tulikuwa tunaelekea mahali pabaya na madeni.
But how do you ask patience from the hungry? How do you ask discipline from the unemployed? Kenya's youth, 75% of the population, saw it for what it was: legalized looting.
Endeleeni kumeza mate, lakini nyama tutakula.
And for once, they decided silence was no longer an option.
Hakuna mwenye anabaki. Hakuna mwenye anabaki.
But this moment wasn't born overnight. The seed was planted years ago, watered by corruption, nurtured by impunity. From NYS scandals to COVID-19 billionaires, from unbuilt dams to ghost roads, from inflated power bills.
Cost of electricity, the government acknowledges the significant increase in energy prices while attributing it to the
to collapsing hospitals. The stories are endless. Billions lost, stolen, diverted. Money meant for education, health, and jobs vanishing into offshore accounts and politicians' pockets. Meanwhile, students share desks, hospitals lack gloves, graduates sell eggs and smokies on the streets. And yet, the same names keep appearing. Recycled leadership. Same faces, same lies.
Nyinyi mnasema kazi iendelee ama mnataka ule jamaa tuletee kitendawili?
They wear new party colors. They change slogans.
Here and now, Ruto must go.
But their mission never changes. To it.
Unasema Ruto aende, Ruto aende. Aende alafu nani ifanyike?
And in all of this, the youth were told, wait your turn.
That during that time, translate your intention into votes that can change the direction of this country.
But when you look ahead and all you see is a queue of vultures, what is there to wait for?
Enough is enough! Enough!
As the protest began, the responses from the government was not humility, not introspection, not reform. It was arrogance.
Hii serikali ni kampuni na ni ya shares. Si ndio? Ni ya shares. Kuna wenye kampuni, wale wako na shares mingi, kuna wale wako na chache, kuna wale hawana.
Top officials took to social media, mocking the protesters, calling them jobless, ignorant, misled.
Bei ya mafuta imeongezeka, si uchipe kisima. Mambo ya kulalamika kila siku haitakusaidia.
Some laughed, others threatened. Some dared the youth.
Na tumeambia polisi, mtu yoyote mwenye atakaribia police station piga yeye risasi.
And when that didn't work, they turned violent.
Guys,
police officers were deployed not to protect but to silence. Tear gas was rained like acid. Bullets fired into crowds. Young people beaten, abducted, and in some cases never seen again. They say order must be maintained. But what is order in a land where justice is absent? The government could have listened. They chose to suppress. And suppression is fuel.
We don't fear you guys.
And as the streets filled with chants and placards, the politicians began to cycle. Those in power blamed the opposition.
What the hell can this Rigathi Gachagua do that he can take power through unorthodox means? Gachagua must be arrested as early as tomorrow morning.
The opposition blamed the government.
It was a scheme by Kasongo.
And everyone claimed to stand with the people. But none of them were on the streets. They watched from balconies, tweeted from boardrooms, held press conferences, but never addressed the root cause. To them, it was a political opportunity to weaken rivals, to strengthen alliances, to gain mileage. They saw the pain of Gen Z and tried to plant it with party colors. But the movement wasn't blue. It wasn't yellow. It wasn't red. It was bleeding black. Kenya's Gen Z had no sponsors, no puppet masters, only truth. And truth is more powerful than any politician. When a government abuses power, it breaks more than bonds. It breaks trust. It wounds the national soul. For years, Kenyans have been told to suffer in silence, to survive by faith, to laugh through pain. But faith has limits, and silence can become fire. This generation grew up watching their parents struggle. They were raised by single mothers, by jobless fathers, by teachers who hadn't been paid. They were told education is the key, but the lock was changed. Now they want the key back. They want to rewrite the script. Then came the blood. Peaceful protesters shot in daylight. Names like Rex, Ojwang, young, full of life, now martyrs. Others taken into the dark, blindfolded, beaten, dumped into forests. No trials, no lawyers, just disappearance.